All right, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy Dash the True Inferno. Back at it with another Throwback Tunes on another Thursday, and I am reviewing When the Smoke Clears 6661 by 3-6 Mafia. That's a lot of sixes right there. So, the joint came out June 13th of the year 2000 by Loud Records. And it was recorded from 1999 up to the year 2000. The producers involved were DJ Paul, who was also the executive producer, along with Juicy J, who was also the executive producer. This album did reach platinum by the RIAA for selling 1 million copies on December 1st of the year 2000 as well. So yeah, there you go with that. And as I mentioned last week when I reviewed their Most Known Unknown album. Both of these albums were the only albums that they put out that reached platinum. But like I said, Most Known Unknown did better in the charts. So you probably wonder, how did this one do in the charts? It was 6th in the US Billboard 200 and 2nd in the US Top R&B/Hip Hop Albums chart. So it still did good. This was a, in terms of commercial success and all this stuff, this was a good album. But how is it, in terms of like if you actually listen to it? Now a little bit of some interesting notes behind this album. So the album bolsters the group's popularity immensely and contains some of 3-6 Mafia's most well-known tracks. We'll get to that in a second. And this album was the last project featuring all of the original group's members, as Gangsta Boo and Cooper Nicka left after the album's release. And Gangsta Boo, she left because of money disputes and the fact that there wasn't a lot of marketing going into her projects, into her albums, things of that nature. I don't know why Cooper left, but yeah, there you go with that. Let's see. And actually, no, I take that back. He left the group due to his incarceration. So apparently he was arrested, which makes him unable to make shows and videos, in addition to breaching his contract with Sony. So there's that. And he actually suffered a stroke and brain aneurysm back in 2015. Ooh, that's messed up. Messed up indeed. So let's get on with these tracks. There's 22 tracks. 3 of them are skits, technically. 3, 4, however you want to look at it. But either way, I can give you guys the top 5 and now the top 3. So the first track is called Intro. That's it. Followed by 44 Killers and in parentheses, Interlude. Now, if you see the word interlude, you thinking that this is a skit, but they actually perform a song with a hook and everything in this one. Even though, 1, the word interlude's in the title, and 2, the track is 1 minute and 44 seconds long. But I'ma still say it's a song in this case. All right, let's move on to one of their 4 singles off of their album, track number 3, Sip It on Some Scissor, featuring UGK. Next up is Weak Ass Bitch with the AZZ, by the way, featuring La Chat, and this is actually another one of their singles off this album. That's their 4th single off this album. Sip It on Some Scissor was the 2nd. Just Like Us is next, followed by I'm So High. Then we got Mafia Niggas with a Z at the end, AZ to be more specific. Track number 8 is called Hook Up With Hoes, and that's the skit right there. And they got W/hoes, emphasis on, to basically signify that stands for with hoes. Track number 9 is called From the Back, DA, not THE. Followed by track number 11, Where the Cheese At, the DA. Track number 12 is called Tongue Ring, which is actually their 3rd single off this album. Followed by Borrowing You Bitches, rather. BARRIN, no G, but with the apostrophe. Followed by What Ya Know, featuring Big Gip. So What Ya, WHATCHA, all one word, by the way. Track number 15 is called Act Like You Know Me, and then in parentheses, Point 'Em Out, apostrophe EM, Point 'Em Out. Track number 16 is called Take a Bump, not Take a Dump, Take a Bump. Followed by Touched with it, no H in the with, featuring Fiend, LaChat, and Mr. Sub On. That's a new name there. I never heard that one before, but let's move on. Track number 18 is called Memphis, and that's all abbreviated, by the way, featuring Hypnotize, Camp Posse, and Young Buck. So that's interesting. Young Buck was on this track. Track number 19 is called Just Another Crazy Click, featuring Insane Clown Posse and Twisted, TWIZTID. Track number 20 is called Who Run It, which is actually the 1st single off of this album. Y'all might be familiar with that one. That and Sip On Some Scissor. Track number 21 is called Put Your Sign, Y'all, Y-A. And then track number 22 is called What's Next, in parentheses, Outro. Obviously, that's the last track off this album. So, not much info is known about a number of these singles, obviously with the exception of Sippin' on Some Scissors. But Who Won It is actually, they make the charts. It was 116th on the Hot R&B / Hip Hop Songs track. Actually, no, there is some info on Who Won It. So, this joint came out January 24th of the year 2000. And the song is a posse cut, P-O-S-S-E, I think that's how you pronounce that, featuring a verse from every group member. There you go with that. Also, interesting note, this song peaked at number 16 on the Bubbling Under R&B / Hip Hop Singles charts as well. And, here's a little bit of background info. The song originally had a different instrumental. DJ Paul stated that the original had, quote, keys and scary music in the end quote, but we mixed the beat one night. He played the new version on the group's tour bus to an overwhelmingly positive reception. Obviously, they went that one. And Who Won It has a music video, and they pretty much rap in a Cadillac Escalade and driving around Memphis as each member is introduced along with their respective verses. Juicy J states that the group was, and I quote, high as hell, end quote, during filming and feared that he would fall off the vehicle. That's pretty funny. Now, there's a few remixes apparently. So on March 16, 2018, G Herbo, never heard of that person, made an appearance on the K104 radio station and freestyled over the Who Won It instrumental. The freestyle soon went viral, and G Herbo released a full remix of the song on March 22nd at the request of Drake. It has since inspired a popular freestyle challenge, spawning remixes from several rappers, including ASAP Rocky, 21 Savage, Chief Keef, Cupcake, Dave East, Lil Uzi, Lil Yachty, Trippie Redd, and Young M.A. Original 3 6 Mafia members DJ Paul and Juicy J also released their own remixes. So that's pretty interesting right there, okay? I did not know about that, so that's pretty new. Alright, moving on to the second single off this album. And yeah, it's Sippin' on Some Scissors, or Syrup, however you want to pronounce it. So this is the second single off of their album. This joint came out February 6th of the year 2000, and it featured UGK. And the song samples the synthesizer intro and keyboard instrumental from Marvin Gaye's 1978 song, Is That Enough, from his album, Here, My Dear. Very interesting stuff there. And yes, there is a music video for this album, which was on MTV and BET. And let's see. Not much is known there, but the video version censors all references to Purple Drank, including the chorus, which is rendered as sipping on the sipping on some, I guess, censor, whatever, I don't know. Now, there's a remix apparently, Sipping on Some Scissors remix, aka Purple Punch, Chevy 04 Purple Caddy, and that features these Dipset rappers Cameron, Joel Santana. So yeah, there you go with that. And DJ Paul, Juicy J, and Bun B also returned with new verses. And unfortunately, Pimp C could not return due to his incarceration. And Project Pass chorus from the original was included as well. And there was a video for the remix, although Cam's verse was removed, which was interesting. Now, it did make the charts. It was 30th in the US R&B, Hot R&B / Hip Hop Songs charts. And that's pretty much it. Interesting, but okay, let's move on. Next up is Tongue Ring. So that's the third single off of this album. Joint came out May 4th of the year 2000. And it did make the charts. It was 102nd in the Hot R&B / Hip Hop Songs charts. And then the fourth single off this album was Weak Ass Bitch. Now, actually, Tongue Ring did have a music video as well. I want to mention that as well. Weak Ass Bitch did not have a music video. Alright, let me give you guys my favorite tracks off this album from worst to first. Just Another Crazy Click is the worst track off this album, but only by comparison. The tempo is cool / really cool. The melody is cool. The bass was just straight. The kick is cool. Snare is cool. Overall, the track is cool. Next up is What You Know. The tempo is cool along with the melody and the bass and the kick and the snare. Pretty much the entire track is cool. Then we got Act Like You Know Me, Point 'Em Out. The tempo is cool. Same with the melody and the bass and the kick and the snare. Another track that was just plain cool. Then we got I'm So High. The tempo is cool, same with the melody and the bass and the kick. The snare is really cool, however, but the track is still cool nevertheless. Next up, Where the Cheese At. Tempo is cool, same with the melody. The 808s are really cool. The snare is cool. Overall, the track is cool. Next up is Weak Ass Bitch. The tempo is really cool. The melody is cool. Same with the bass, but needs more of it. The kick is cool. The snare is really cool. Overall, the track is cool. Next up is Sippin' on Some Scissor or Syrup, however you want to pronounce it. Tempo is cool. Melody is cool. Bass is really cool. Kick is cool. The snare is really cool. Overall, the track is cool. Next up is Boring You Bitches. Beat pattern is unique here, but it's really cool. The tempo is cool, same with the melody. And the sip bass, the 808s are cool, but need more of them. The snare is really cool. Overall, the track is cool. Next up is Take a Bump. The tempo is borderline cool / really cool. The melody is really cool. The bass is really cool. The kick is just cool, same with the claps and the snare. And overall, the track is cool. Then we got Memphis. The tempo is cool. Melody is really cool, same with the bass. The kick is cool, the snare is really cool, the track is really cool overall. Then we got Tongue Ring. Tempo is really cool, same with the melody and the bass. The kick is cool, the snare is cool, overall the track is really cool. Then we got Mafia Niggas. The tempo is cool, the melody is excellent. The bass is really cool, the kick is cool, snare is cool, overall the track is really cool. The melody carried this track right here, if I do say so myself. Next up is From the Back. The tempo is cool / really cool, so it's not that borderline again. Melody is really cool. The bass is really cool. Same with the kick. The snare is just cool. Overall, the track is really cool. Then we got Just Like Us. The drum pattern is cool. The tempo is really cool. And let's see what else. The melody is really cool. Same with the bass. The kick is just cool. The snare is really cool. Overall, the track is really cool. All right, top 5 tracks off this album. This one's gonna be interesting. The fifth best track off this album is 44 Killers. You see why I said fourth? So this is the interlude. The tempo is cool / really cool. The melody is really cool. The bass is really cool. The kick is cool. Snare is cool. Overall, the track is really cool. It's interesting because an interlude track made my top 5. So that's why it's like, if you want to say Just Like Us is the 5th best track off this album, knock yourselves out. But I'm gonna roll with 44 Killers, and I'm gonna say this is a song. 4th best track off this album, Put Your Sign. Tempo is cool, but should be faster. The melody is excellent. Oh my gosh, that melody was phenomenal. The bass is really cool. The kick is really cool. The snare was just cool. The track is really cool. There's a lot of potential because of that melody, especially doing that hook. That part, actually, the sample reminds me of the sample used in Ja Rule's How Many Wanna Die. So that was pretty interesting. The best track off this album, Who Won It? Tempo is really cool. Melody is really cool. Same with the bass. The kick was just cool, but the snare is really cool. Overall, the track is really cool. Second best track off this album, Touch With It. The tempo is really cool. Same with the melody, and the synth bass was just cool. The kick is really cool. The snare is really cool. Overall, the track is really cool. And the best track off this album, Funk Your Home. The tempo is really cool. The melody is really cool. The bass is really cool. The kick was just cool though, but the snare was really cool. The track is really cool as it starts at the 23-second mark. There you go with that. Alright, so let me give you guys some professional ratings. All Music gave this 3 out of 5 stars, and that's pretty much it. So, what do I think about this album? So there's a pretty few classic tracks over here, and I will be on a record and say that Most Known Unknown is their best album ever, even though I have not heard any other 3 6 Mafia albums. But Most Known Unknown is their best album ever so far, based on the 2 that I heard. That one and this one. I'm gonna give this one, however, a 3.75 out of 5. I recommend you download it and keep it. There's a lot of tracks that are really good, and they were consistent with it throughout the entire album. So 3.75 out of 5. I recommend you download it and you keep it. So I'm gonna call it a wrap. And with all that said, y'all know who this is. This is boy New Jake Aspie, aka the new Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.